Hello, all you Bladers. Today we're doing an episode 29 review and episode 30 through 33 previews. So we start off with Lane and his little pet Harry in this basement sort of place. And then we see Harry the Hedgehog eating his bacon. Is that bacon? I wish we would have seen more of the hedgehog. Like, there's little cute moments in between the scenes, but I wish it was like the hedgehog had like more of a role. Like maybe it like carried Lane's Bay or something, or I don't know, like maybe he like used it as the puppet or something. Like maybe it would have played the same role as Ken's hand with the puppet hands. I just wish Harry had more of a role in this Beyblade Burst sparking season. And then here there's a scene with Volt in the stadium, probably training against Hyuga for his match. Here, Hikaru is training Hyuga. Here's a shot with Hyuga getting out of bed. Hyuga's jogging and he's really tired. And then after that, they get into a fight. Little family squabble right there. And then, they're brothers. They're gonna get over it in the end, so they do. They both flash their smile face, and then after that, there's the battle, so Hyperion and Volt go straight for the center, and then they go back around, summon their special moves. Volt does Brave Sword, Hyperion does Super Strike, which we haven't really seen him use a lot. We haven't seen him use Super Strike a lot. Then it's a almost simultaneous ring out finish, but as you can see, there's little sparks under Hyperion, so Volt got 1 point because Hyperion hit the ground first, which is the rules. If your Bay hits the ground first, then you lose. And then after that, the second battle, Volt just goes straight for the pit, going straight for the attack. He immediately speeds up in the Hypersphere little pocket there. I don't know what TT calls it. I think it's called the Speed Pit, and then after he gains speed and basically hits Super Hyperion with a barrage of attacks, and then Hyperion starts to lose stamina, but Hyuga is giving this opportunity to do Hyuga's move, which is basically where he tilts on the free spinning ring and counterattacks. So as he's losing his spin, he tilts on the free spinning ring, he stabilizes, and he's coming straight for Valkyrie with a strong counterattack. You can see it glowing with resonance, and then he knocks Valkyrie up into the air, and it doesn't end there. It's not going to be a ring out finish for Hyuga, which is what most people would probably think. Valkyrie is flipping in the air, and Volt summons Valkyrie, and Valkyrie bounces off the wall, lands. He does this sort of ultra flash launch move, flashback to the season 1, season 2, when Volt was protagonists. Now we have the dumb Hikaru and Hyuga. They're alright, but I prefer Volt as protagonist. And then he gives a giant boost of speed up there in the top right, that's Volt, and then down in the bottom middle, that's Hyperion. And then we get this really nice shot of Volt getting really angry, and then he does his fiercest move yet. It's a new move. It's called Brave Clash, which is you can see that he summons a giant whip of force, and then he bounces off from the side of the stadium, coming in super fast. And Hyuga is I'm not gonna let Hikaru's wastes from training me I'm not gonna let Hikaru's training efforts go to waste. And then he basically powers up and summons this giant ball of fire, and Lane notices this and he seems very intrigued. I'm intrigued by this as well. Hyuga's, well, not really, it's the main character. They're gonna make him seem like this. And then after Hyuga and Volt, their bays go in, charging towards the center, full force, and I'm actually finally happy. Hyuga got what he deserved. Volt burst him. So the reason that I'm so happy that Hyuga lost is, well, first, Volt is my favorite protagonist, also one of my favorite characters, but Hyuga has just, like, he hasn't really tried at all to do anything. He just came into these battles and then he, like, somehow won. Like, even with his battle against, like, Free and Louis, or, like, Lane and Iger, when he was with Lane and he was going up against Iger and Hyuga, he just knocked Hyuga out for, like, it doesn't make any sense. He just goes, like, attacks and then somehow he wins every single time. So I feel like now he finally didn't do that, which doesn't give me any more of a reason to like Hyuga. Not to be rude to any Hyuga fans out there, but I honestly don't like Hyuga. Hikaru at least, like, tried a bit more. We've seen a bit more character development from him. So if it was to be anyone in the semifinals, I would honestly rather it be Hikaru, which is why I'm so happy that Hyuga lost. So I'm kind of surprised that we didn't see Shu at all in this episode, because we saw his Bay last episode after Iger versus Lean. And I assume that now that we've seen his Bay, maybe he should be training with Volt at this point, but I guess not. So that's the end of this episode. And then now we're going to talk about what the next 3 episodes are going to look like. So episode 30 to 33. So before I actually show what the next episode 30 to 33 is going to look like, let's talk about the preview for episode number 30. So the preview shows Lane, and then basically it looks like Lane is battling Hyuga in this sort of lair place, and then we see Hyuga and Hyperion and Lane in the stadium. Their resonance is shining really bright. And then after that we see Lucifer, like, powering up. I assume Lucifer is probably gonna take the first round or something. And then we see Hyperion, just to zoom in, and then after that we see Hyperion, but sort of blackish greenish. So could this be the evolution to Hyperion? And then maybe Hikaru will get his evolution after? Maybe? Well, we'll just have to see. Now let's talk about these next 3 episode things aren't previews. They're summaries by Dranzer V of the WBO, or World Beyblade Organization. So I did not find these summaries. It was Dranzer V who created them. So credit goes to him. So here's episode 30, Explosive Battle, again by Dranzer V of the WBO. So Lean appears right after Hyuga and Hikaru finish training, and he takes them to a lonely abandoned factory, which is what we saw in the picture. Then Hikaru watches as Lean and Hyuga fight. When Lean lets out a war cry and his jet black flare moves to swallow Hyperion up, Hikaru shoots and Helios shines with flare too. So what I assume this means is that Lane is very close to beating Hyperion, and then Hikaru is probably gonna... I don't know why it says shoots. Like, Hikaru shoots and Helios shines up with flare too. This gives me the impression that Hikaru launches after Lane has already been launched, but no, they're probably gonna do like another battle royale after Lane beats Hyuga in the first... he beats Hyuga in the first round, I assume, and then maybe they'll do another battle royale where Hikaru helps Hyuga win. So episode 31, Finals, Volt versus Lean. Now this is going to be an interesting one. So Volt, a legend among the legends, and Lean, the new blader that has beat already several legends. At last, the finals are here. Volt announces his strategy against Lucifer's barrier with a smile on his face. And while Volt shows him the strength of a legend in his fierce attacks, Lean smiles boldly. So what this means is, it's the finals, it's Volt versus Lean. Volt is gonna announce his strategy, probably because he's confident And then he attacks Lane very fiercely, but then Lane has some sort of backup strategy, which is why it says Lane smiles baldly, ... So they'll probably make Lane win, but just because he has the whole antagonist plot armor thing, they always try to make the antagonist seem more intimidating so that when the protagonist beats the antagonist, it seems like more of an accomplishment. So episode 32, Break Through the Limits, Hyperion and Helios. Again, this is by Dronzer X13. I thought it was Dronzer V. Anyway, this one, I thought that the Black Hyperion in episode 30, I thought that was going to be the new evolution of Hyperion, but it seems as though, since there's not really any detail, I'm going to go with the assumption that this, episode 32, is when they'll get the new evolutions, hopefully. Maybe. I mean, there's not really any detail, so we don't really know, but I'm gonna go with that assumption. So episode 33, the Fierce Crimson God World Spriggan. This will probably be very similar to the one in Turbo, Spirit of Flame, Turbo Spriggan, where they basically introduce Spriggan. It's the first whole episode where they just focus the battles on Spriggan, and then the Spriggan, Shu will probably train Hikaru and Hyuga with his new World Spriggan, and there'll be lots of battles with World Spriggan. So, yeah, that's gonna wrap up the episode 29 review and episode 30 through 33 previews. So, thank you for watching, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and peace out.